Zorak's sleek spacecraft touched down discreetly in the dense greenery of Central Park under the cover of night. The alien researcher from the advanced planet of Zelion stepped out, scanning his surroundings with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. Earth's technology was primitive compared to what he was used to, but he had a mission: to observe and report back. A rustling in the bushes caught his attention, and he turned sharply to see a human approaching. The man, holding a smartphone aloft, was trying to capture a picture of what he thought was a clandestinely landed drone. "Whoa, dude, is this one of those secret military projects?" Mike, the human, asked, his voice a mixture of awe and excitement. Zorak, unsure of how to respond, simply stared. His mission protocols hadn't included interacting with Earth's inhabitants this soon. Mike, misinterpreting the silence, stepped closer. "Hey, I'm Mike. You need some help with that?" He gestured to Zorak's spacecraft. Zorak considered his options. Revealing himself could jeopardize his mission, but perhaps this human could be useful. "This is not of your world," Zorak finally said, modulating his translator device to English. Mike's eyes widened. "You're saying this is like an alien spaceship, and you're an alien?" His voice was a mix of skepticism and thrill. "Yes, I am Zorak, from Zelion. I am here to observe," Zorak replied, deciding honesty was the best approach now that his cover was potentially blown. Mike chuckled, shaking his head in disbelief. "Observe, huh? What exactly are you looking to find out?" "Your technologies, your culture, your capabilities," Zorak said, scanning Mike and his surroundings. "Well, you've landed in the right spot for culture, I guess. New York City is the heart of it all," Mike said, gesturing broadly. "You really think we're primitive?" Zorak nodded solemnly. "By comparison to Zelion, yes. But I am here to learn, not to judge." "Fair enough. How about I show you around? You might find we humans aren't as backward as you think," Mike proposed, enthusiasm lighting up his face. Zorak paused, considering the offer. "That would be acceptable," he decided, seeing the opportunity to gather the data he needed more efficiently with a local guide. "Awesome. Let's start with some real human tech. Ever seen virtual reality?" Mike asked, already walking towards the exit of the park. "I am unfamiliar," Zorak admitted, following him. "You're in for a treat then," Mike said, a smile spreading across his face. "You might find that Earth has a few surprises for you, Zorak." As they emerged from the park and blended into the early morning crowds of the city, Zorak felt a twinge of something unexpected. Anticipation. Perhaps Earth was not as primitive as his initial scan suggested. Mike led Zorak down bustling city streets lined with towering skyscrapers bathed in the early sunlight. The air was alive with the sounds of honking cars, chattering pedestrians, and the distant hum of subway trains. Zorak observed it all with keen interest, his senses absorbing every detail of this alien world. "So this virtual reality, you wear a device over your eyes, and it takes you anywhere you want to go, anywhere in the world, even out of it," Mike explained as they approached a sleek, modern building emblazoned with the logo of a tech startup. "An intriguing concept," Zorak mused. "On Zelion, we use similar technology for training purposes." Mike pushed open the glass door and gestured for Zorak to enter. "Here we use it for everything from gaming to therapy. Come on, I'll show you." Inside, they were greeted by a lobby that buzzed with activity. Young professionals darted about, their energy and enthusiasm palpable. Mike led Zorak to a room where a young woman was adjusting a headset on a seated man. "Hey, Jenna, this is Zorak," Mike introduced. He's new here. Can we show him the VR setup?" Jenna looked up, her curiosity piqued by Zorak's unusual appearance. "Sure, Mike. Hi, Zorak. Want to give it a try?" Zorak nodded, and Jenna handed him a headset. "Just put this on. You'll be standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon in no time." As the virtual landscape materialized around him, Zorak looked around in awe, his feet seemingly perched on the canyon's edge. "Remarkable," he said, his voice echoing in the headset. "This is quite immersive." "Yeah, and it's just the tip of the iceberg," Mike said, watching Zorak with a grin. "We're working on integrating sensory feedback next. Imagine feeling the wind, the heat." "Incredible," Zorak replied, removing the headset. His respect for human innovation was growing. "Come on, there's more to see," Mike said, leading him out. They walked through halls lined with labs and offices, each showcasing different technological marvels, from robotics engineering to biotech. In one lab, a robotic arm was delicately assembling a tiny electronic device. "We're pushing the boundaries of what machines can do, making them more precise, more adaptable," Mike explained. "Similar to our own robotics, yet distinctly unique," Zorak observed, his analytical mind cataloging every detail. Their final stop was a small conference room where a group of developers were discussing a project. Mike introduced Zorak as a visitor interested in human technology. "Actually, Zorak is from another planet," Mike said casually, as if it was the most normal thing in the world. The room fell silent for a moment, then buzzed with excitement. Questions flew at Zorak, ranging from his planet's technology to his reasons for visiting Earth. Zorak, now more comfortable, answered each question thoughtfully. "I am here to learn from you, to observe and perhaps to share knowledge," he said. As the day ended, Mike and Zorak stepped out into the cool evening air. "So what do you think?" Mike asked, hopeful. Zorak looked around, taking in the city lights and the energy that seemed to pulse through the very air. "I think," he said slowly, "that I have much to learn about humans. Your ingenuity is compelling." Mike laughed, clapping Zorak on the shoulder. "Wait till you see what we have planned next. How about we grab some dinner? You do eat, right?" Zorak nodded, a smile creeping onto his face. "Yes, I do. Lead the way." As they walked off together, the alien visitor was beginning to see Earth and its inhabitants in a new, more appreciative light. After an enlightening dinner where Zorak experienced the delights of New York pizza, a concept he found amusing and surprisingly enjoyable, Mike brought him to a renowned university's technology lab the next morning. Here, a new idea was taking shape. "Today, you're in for a real treat," Mike said as they walked through the bustling campus, bustling with students and faculty engrossed in their studies and discussions. "This is one of the top engineering schools in the country," he continued, pushing open the doors to a state-of-the-art lab bustling with activity. "These folks are working on environmental solutions using both tech and traditional methods." Zorak looked around, impressed by the variety of projects and the palpable passion of the young researchers. "It is similar to Xelion's method of integrating nature and technology for planetary health management." Mike grinned. "Thought you might like this. Hey, let's make it interesting. How about a friendly challenge? Your tech versus ours, aimed at solving an actual problem." Zorak raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "What sort of challenge?" "There's a coastal community nearby facing severe erosion and rising sea levels. How about we see which approach can offer a more viable solution? Your alien tech against human innovation," Mike proposed, his eyes twinkling with challenge. Accepting the gauntlet, Zorak nodded. "Agreed. It would provide a comprehensive learning opportunity for both parties." Mike gathered a group of eager students and introduced Zorak. Explaining the challenge, he sparked an immediate buzz among the group. Everyone was excited to participate, keen to test their skills against extraterrestrial technology. "Let's split into teams," Mike suggested. "Zorak, you can lead the team using your technology. I'll head up the human tech team. We'll reconvene here in a week. May the best tech win." The teams quickly formed, and Zorak spent the next few days immersed with students and faculty, exploring Earth's technology while sharing insights from Xelion's advanced methods. They focused on a hybrid solution that could use bioengineering to reinforce the coastline while using advanced barriers to manage the water flow more effectively. Meanwhile, Mike's team worked on a sophisticated artificial reef system designed to not only stop erosion, but also promote marine biodiversity. Their approach combined cutting-edge materials with 3D printing technology, creating structures that could be deployed quickly and efficiently. Throughout the week, Zorak was impressed by the creativity and resourcefulness of the human team. He found himself secretly hoping that the Earth team's project would succeed, as it showed great promise for sustainable environmental management. As the day of reckoning approached, both teams prepared to present their solutions to a panel of expert judges from various fields: environmental science, engineering, and planetary studies. The presentation day was charged with excitement and nervous energy. Zorak and Mike both presented their team's solutions, explaining the science and engineering behind their designs. Zorak's team demonstrated a sophisticated shielding system that used magnetic fields to redirect water currents, a concept previously unimagined by human scientists. Mike's team showcased their artificial reef, explaining how it not only protected the shoreline but also supported marine life, enhancing the ecosystem. After intense deliberation, the judges praised both solutions for their innovation and potential. It was a close call, but they declared the challenge a tie, highlighting the benefits of both approaches and suggesting a combined implementation strategy. As the crowd applauded, Mike turned to Zorak with a smile. "Looks like humanity isn't so primitive after all, huh?" Zorak laughed, the sound more human than he realized. "Indeed, my friend. Today I learned a great deal about human ingenuity. It is not the technology alone that solves problems, it is the vision behind it." Their newfound respect for each other's capabilities strengthened the bond between the two, setting the stage for deeper collaboration and mutual learning in the days to come. As the coastal project began showing promising results, combining Zorak's alien technology with Mike's innovative human solutions, their success drew unexpected attention. One evening, while reviewing data at the lab, Zorak's communicator buzzed with a warning signal. A rogue faction from Zelion had arrived on Earth, determined to halt what they saw as an unauthorized sharing of technology. "Mike, we must act swiftly," Zorak said, his voice tense as he relayed the news. "They believe we are compromising Zelion's security by sharing advanced tech with humans." Mike looked alarmed. "What are they planning to do?" "They might try to sabotage our project or worse, attack directly to retrieve me and the technology," Zorak explained, scanning the skies outside. Without hesitation, Mike mobilized his contacts within the aerospace and defense communities. By nightfall, they had assembled a small fleet of drones and piloted aircraft, ready to protect their project and possibly Zorak himself. "We've got your back, Zorak. Let's show them what human ingenuity can do," Mike declared, his determination clear. As darkness enveloped the sky, the rogue Zelion ships descended, sleek and ominous. The air was thick with tension as both sides prepared for confrontation. "Engage defensive maneuvers," Mike commanded, watching from the control center as human and alien pilots coordinated their efforts. The drones, equipped with non-lethal incapacitators, darted through the sky, weaving around the Zelion ships in a high-stakes ballet. Zorak, aboard one of the human aircraft, communicated with the rogue faction, trying to reason with them. "This collaboration benefits us all. Cease your attack and let us show you the merits of what we've achieved." His pleas fell on deaf ears as the Zelion ships fired energy pulses, narrowly missing the agile human drones. The sky lit up with bursts of light, a silent but intense battle raging above. Human pilots used advanced evasion tactics learned through simulation training, a direct application of the VR technology Zorak had marveled at. Their maneuvers kept the Zelion attackers at bay, showcasing the effectiveness of Earth's tactical training. After a tense hour, a breakthrough came. Mike, using a combination of diplomacy and showing live feeds of the Coastal Protection Project's success, managed to communicate with a moderate faction within the Exelion hierarchy. He explained the potential benefits of their joint efforts, emphasizing peace and technological advancement. With pressure mounting from other members of their species and impressed by the humans' defensive capabilities, the rogue faction finally agreed to a ceasefire. They withdrew, but not without issuing a stern warning about watching Earth's technological progression closely. Exhausted but relieved, Mike and Zorak landed back at the university. The team greeted them with cheers and applause, proud of their successful defense and the unity they displayed in the face of danger. "That was too close," Mike said, clapping Zorak on the shoulder. "But you were right. When pushed, humans really can pull off some incredible stuff." Zorak nodded, his respect for his human comrades deepening. "Today was a testament to your courage and quick thinking. I am honored to stand with you." As they walked back to the lab, the night's events solidified their mission. They knew that their collaboration had to continue, not just for the sake of their projects, but to bridge the gap between their worlds, fostering understanding and respect across the stars. After the night's aerial confrontation, Zorak and Mike recognized the importance of showcasing Earth's other innovative feats to further demonstrate humanity's technological prowess. Mike arranged for Zorak to visit a cutting-edge facility in Nevada that was at the forefront of geothermal energy research. "We're pushing the boundaries of energy extraction and usage here," Mike explained as they flew to Nevada, the desert landscape sprawling below them. "It's all about harnessing the power of the planet sustainably." Upon arrival, they were greeted by Dr. Lena, the lead scientist at the facility, whose team had been making significant advancements in using Earth's heat as a powerful energy source. She led them through the complex, a series of interconnected buildings and underground labs carved deep into the rock. "This is our main control room," Dr. Lena pointed out as they descended. "From here, we monitor and manage the energy extraction processes happening several kilometers below us." Zorak was immediately fascinated by the large digital displays showing real-time data and 3D models of the Earth's crust. "This is impressive," he remarked. "On Xelion, we use similar methods, but your integration of natural geological features is quite unique." Dr. Lena smiled, pleased with the compliment. "We try to work with the planet, not against it. Here, let me show you the boreholes." As they toured the facility, Mike and Zorak donned safety gear and took an elevator further underground to see the boreholes where superheated water was brought to the surface. The heat was intense, a stark contrast to the cool control room above. Each borehole taps into natural reservoirs of hot water, which we then use to generate steam and drive turbines on the surface, Dr. Lena explained over the roar of the machinery. Zorak was struck by the scale and efficiency of the operation. "The potential for scaling this technology could be substantial," he observed thoughtfully. "Exactly," Mike chimed in. "And it's just one of the many ways we're trying to solve our energy needs without further harming our environment." Their discussion was interrupted by an alert from the surface. Dr. Lena was needed back in the control room. They ascended quickly, finding the team in a flurry of activity. "What's happened?" Mike asked, concern etching his features. "We've detected unusual seismic activity nearby," one of the technicians reported. "It's minor, but we're monitoring closely to ensure it doesn't affect the facility or the surrounding area." Zorak watched the team work, noting their calm efficiency despite the potential danger. "Your team handles crises well," he commented to Dr. Lena. "We have to be prepared for anything," she replied. "That's part of working in such a dynamic environment." As the situation stabilized, Zorak and Mike discussed the potential for applying some of the Xelion technology to further enhance the facility's safety measures. Dr. Lena was open to the suggestions, eager to integrate more advanced monitoring systems that could predict seismic activity with greater accuracy. Leaving the facility, Zorak felt a renewed sense of admiration for Earth's scientific community. "Your ability to innovate and adapt is truly commendable," he told Mike as they headed back. Mike grinned. "Wait till you see what else we've got up our sleeves. We're just getting warmed up." The day's visit left Zorak more convinced than ever of the mutual benefits of their collaboration. He was eager to report back to Xelion not just the technological advances of Earth, but also the spirit of its people. Resilient, innovative, and deeply committed to preserving their world. The collaboration between Earth and Xelion technology continued to deepen, but with it came renewed challenges. Zorak received intelligence that the rogue Xelion faction had not been deterred by their previous defeat. Instead, they were now plotting a more severe attack, intending to trigger a volcanic eruption to destabilize Earth's environment and discredit human capabilities. "This is serious," Zorak conveyed to Mike, his face etched with concern. "They aim to cause chaos to prove that Earth cannot handle advanced technology. We need to counter this and fast," Mike responded, his mind racing with potential strategies. "Let's bring together our best minds." They convened an emergency meeting with top scientists from various fields at the university. Zorak detailed the rogue faction's plan, and together they brainstormed defensive measures. "We could potentially use a combination of your magnetic field technology and our seismic activity monitoring systems to mitigate the threat," proposed Dr. Lena, who had joined the team after witnessing the potential of Zorak's technology firsthand. "That could work," Zorak agreed. "My technology can alter magnetic fields to influence the tectonic activity subtly, reducing the risk of a major eruption." The team worked tirelessly, setting up their equipment around the identified volcano. They installed sensors deep underground and positioned devices capable of generating controlled magnetic fields around the volcano's base. As the rogue Xelion ships approached Earth's atmosphere, ready to execute their plan, they found human and alien defenders united in a shield of solidarity. Earth's military, combined with Zorak's advanced technology, stood ready to protect the planet. The confrontation was intense, with the rogue faction attempting to disrupt the magnetic field generators. Drone swarms, controlled by Earth's finest pilots and enhanced with Zorak's technology, maneuvered to intercept any sabotage attempts. Meanwhile, Mike and a team of engineers monitored the volcano's seismic readings, adjusting the magnetic fields in real time to counteract any unnatural tectonic movements triggered by the rogue faction. "It's working!" Mike shouted over the commotion, pointing at the stabilizing readings on the screen. "The seismic activity is decreasing." On the front lines, Zorak coordinated with Earth's forces, using non-lethal yet highly effective strategies to disable the rogue ships. One by one, the rogue faction's ships were immobilized, their weapon systems rendered inoperative without causing harm to the crew. Finally, seeing their efforts thwarted and their ships captured, the remaining rogue operatives signaled for a retreat. The threat was over, and the team had successfully protected Earth from a catastrophic event. In the aftermath, Zorak and Mike surveyed the scene, relief and pride evident on their faces. The unity and quick response of both Earth and Zelian representatives had not only averted disaster, but had also proven the potential of their combined strength. "We did it, Zorak. Together," Mike said, clapping the alien on the back. Zorak nodded, his gaze taking in the team of humans and aliens around him. "Yes, this collaboration has shown that our two worlds are stronger together. We must continue to build on this foundation." As they returned to the lab, plans were already forming for more integrated defenses, ensuring that Earth would be ready for any future threats. The successful defense had not only safeguarded the planet, but had also cemented a lasting alliance between Earth and Zelion, one built on mutual respect, trust, and the shared goal of peace. Following their successful defense against the rogue faction's attempt to trigger a volcanic eruption, Zorak and Mike knew they needed a definitive strategy to prevent any further attacks. Intelligence from Zorak's contacts on Zelion revealed that the rogue faction had established a temporary base in the remote Arctic, planning their next move. "We need to end this, once and for all," Mike declared, his determination clear. "We can't keep reacting. It's time to be proactive and take the battle to them." Zorak nodded in agreement. "We will need a precise and coordinated plan. They will not expect an offensive strike from us." The pair quickly organized a diverse team of experts, scientists, military strategists, and engineers, each bringing a unique skill set to the operation. They planned a two-pronged approach: a direct assault on the rogue base to disable their capabilities, and a cyber offensive to hack into their communication systems and gather more intel. As they approached the Arctic, the stark, icy landscape below offered a silent testament to the isolation of the rogue faction's chosen base. The cold was biting, even through their specialized gear. "Remember, we aim to disable, not destroy," Zorak briefed the assault team. "We need to capture their leaders and gain control of their data and equipment." The team split into two groups upon arrival. Mike led the assault team, moving stealthily towards the base with Zorak. Meanwhile, the cyber team set up their equipment on a nearby ridge, ready to intercept and disrupt the rogues' communications. The assault was swift. Using a combination of human and alien technology, they created a distraction, a spectacular light show in the sky, mimicking the aurora borealis, confusing the rogue sentinels. Under this cover, Mike and Zorak infiltrated the base, deploying non-lethal stun devices to incapacitate the guards. Inside the base, they found the control center, where the rogue leaders were coordinating their next operations. With precision and speed, the team disabled the operatives, securing the area within minutes. At the same time, the cyber team successfully breached the base's security systems, gaining access to a wealth of data that revealed the full extent of the rogue faction's plans, not just against Earth, but against other civilizations they deemed unfit. With the leaders in custody and their plans thwarted, the rogue faction's threat was effectively neutralized. The data retrieved also provided Zorak and his allies on Zelion with the evidence needed to ensure these extremists would face justice on their home planet. As the sun dipped below the icy horizon, casting long shadows across the snow, Mike and Zorak watched as their team dismantled the rogue faction's equipment. "We've done more than just stop a threat today," Mike said, turning to Zorak. "We've set a precedent for how Earth and Zelion can work together against common enemies." Zorak nodded, his eyes reflecting the fading light. "Yes, and we've shown that peace is not just a desired outcome. It's an achievable one, through unity and understanding." The return journey was quiet, each member of the team lost in thought, reflecting on the significance of their victory. Back at the university, the broader implications of their success awaited them: new alliances, new opportunities, and a new era of cooperation between Earth and Zelion. As they prepared to share their findings and experiences, both Zorak and Mike knew that this mission had changed the course of their world's history forever. After the decisive action in the Arctic, the rogue faction's threat was neutralized, and both Earth and Zelion began to enjoy a period of peace and collaboration. The university became a hub for interstellar studies and relations, with Zorak taking up a semi-permanent position as a liaison and advisor. Mike continued to spearhead projects that integrated Earth's best technologies with those of Xelion, promoting a synthesis of ideas and innovations. As Zorak prepared for a much-anticipated return to Xelion to report on his Earth mission, he and Mike took a moment to reflect on the journey they had embarked upon together. They stood on the university's new observation deck, looking out over the campus where so much had unfolded. "Your return to Xelion marks the beginning of a new chapter for both our worlds," Mike said, handing Zorak a small device. "I've loaded it with data and personal messages from all those who've worked with you here. They want to ensure you remember Earth fondly." Zorak accepted the device, his expression thoughtful. "I will carry more than just memories, Mike. I will take back a new understanding of cooperation and the potential it holds for the universe." The day before his departure, the university organized a farewell symposium where Zorak delivered a moving speech. He talked about his initial misconceptions of Earth, his experiences, and the profound lessons about human ingenuity and spirit. "The title of my report to the Xelion Council will be Unity in Diversity," Zorak announced to the assembly. "I came here thinking of Earth as primitive, but I will leave praising its richness in culture, resilience in adversity, and boldness in innovation." As he concluded, the audience, comprising students, faculty, and international delegates, gave him a standing ovation, moved by his words and the bridges he had helped build. The following morning, Mike accompanied Zorak to the site where his spacecraft was parked, hidden from the public eye. They shared a quiet goodbye, shaking hands firmly. "Remember, you've got a second home here, Zorak. Don't be a stranger," Mike said, clapping him on the shoulder. "I shall look forward to our paths crossing again, perhaps sooner than we think," Zorak replied, a hint of a smile on his lips. "And Mike, keep pushing the boundaries here. Who knows what else you'll achieve." With a final nod, Zorak boarded his spacecraft. As it lifted off, disappearing into the sky, Mike felt a profound sense of accomplishment and optimism. The partnership had started with a challenge and skepticism, but ended with mutual respect and a promising alliance. Back at his office, Mike began planning the next phase of the Earth-Xelion partnership, focusing on a joint exploration mission into deeper space. The possibilities were endless, and the future was bright. Earth had not only gained a new ally, but had also taken its place on the cosmic stage as a civilization of resourcefulness and profound potential. As Zorak approached Xelion, his thoughts were on the future. He was eager to advocate for Earth, to ensure that the alliances forged would flourish long into the future. The adventure had changed him, broadened his perspectives, and enriched his spirit. He was no longer just an observer from a distant world. He was a bridge builder, a catalyst for unity in a vast, diverse universe.